An exotic animal owner here in Northwest Ohio now fears that more regulations will be the answer to the Zanesville incident. Fox Toledo's Kevin Milliken is live with the thoughts of a Stony Ridge man who also keeps lions, tigers, and bears on his property.
Kenny HETRICK of Tiger Ridge Exotics has had his recent share of headaches with the feds over fencing. The last thing he wants is for this incident to give all owners a bad name and regulators reason to crack down more.
You can't put a blanket over everybody and say, well, being that guy was bad, everybody's bad. Right. That's not the case.
Kenny HETRICK believes all exotic animal owners now will be unfairly labeled. The Tiger Ridge Exotics owner spent the day on Facebook with friends all over the world.
The blanket, shoot to kill, was a very irresponsible. I agree with that.
And on the phone with national media, fielding questions and trying to refute the call of animal welfare groups for a ban on exotic animal ownership.
They say this is a wild west of exotic animals. That's bull. A human being can do anything. You put a gun in their hand or a knife in their hand, or in this case it was a key. You know, the key did the job. You opened up all the locks. You can't prevent something like that. I don't care if his fences were 50 feet high.
HETRICK owns 6 tigers, 3 lions, and 2 bears, among other wild cats and wolves. His big fear? More expensive government regulation on top of his recent fence issues with the feds.
What are they going to do now? Start giving everybody a psychological evaluation that owns exotic animals, make sure they're not a nut?
But HETRICK did receive some good news this week in his battle over higher fencing for his exotic animals. The USDA is giving him a 1-year extension, which he credits to the intervention of his congressman. Reporting live, Kevin Milliken, Fox Toledo News.
Now, Governor John Kasich's administration is working on legislation to crack down on exotic pet owners, but there are challenges. An emergency order that was issued by former Governor Ted Strickland, which expired in April, prohibited people convicted of animal cruelty from owning exotic animals. The owner of the escaped animals had been convicted of animal cruelty 6 years ago. Governor Kasich says lawmakers are working on drafting legislation to make the laws more strict when it comes to the sale and transfer of exotic animals, but state officials are taking their time because they say making a knee-jerk reaction to this could cause backlash.
This could lead to other folks deciding, well, the heck with this, I'm just going to open up my cages and let my animals loose.
Kasich says enforcing laws when it comes to exotic pets is tough because it's tough to know how many of the animals are out there and where they are.
What this incident does is highlight the problem of lack of regulation of private ownership of dangerous exotic animals in Ohio. Ohio is one of the least regulated states in the country on exotic animal ownership. In fact, there is no state law which prohibits you owning a lion, tiger, bear, or a chimp and keeping it in your backyard.
Now, in light of the situation, the Toledo Area Humane Society is standing behind its position that stricter laws need to be put in place here in Ohio. Executive Director John Dinan says people should not be owning exotic animals in the first place. He says many times it's hard to find care for the exotic animals, and usually they are not living in the best conditions.